Hello! Today I have a little activity for you, which is something that I use on myself that I wanted to share with you today. It's really short and simple and is for the purpose of making you feel a little better when you're not feeling so good. So what this activity is a reset list. It's a document that you create that's unique to you that contains things like activities, both mental or physical, that you can do that are going to reset you, which I'll explain more what that means after. That is something you can refer back to in times of need. So what those times of need are those moments when you feel kind of super lazy, unmotivated, uninspired, kind of in a rut in terms of making positive stuff happen in your life or working on positive, healthy goals or creative work that you want to do or moving forward in your life in general. You're kind of just feeling stuck. It's also for when you just feel low energy, kind of lethargic, maybe just kind of down, a little bit low, a little sad because you're not where you want to be and you're not accomplishing the goals that you want to accomplish. The purpose of the activity is to address those moments when they show up with like a legitimate activity that you can do that's going to make you feel better like as soon as possible. It's to re-energize you, recharge you, reset you, and get you going back on track to a path of making good things happen for yourself. It's a way to plan ahead for when those negative mood states show up, or the laziness or the uninspiredness, so that you have something to refer back to in those times. So even if you're not in one of those moments right now, by making this document ahead of time, you're going to prep yourself to get out of it faster by giving yourself, things to do to make that happen right away. You make this list by grabbing a piece of paper, a page in your journal, bullet journal, whatever it is, and grabbing a pen or pencil and starting to write down things that kind of fit into these like, think of these keywords. You want things that re-energize you, refresh you, reset you, clear your mind, like get you fired up to make action happen, inspire you creatively, motivate you to move forward and get things done and get working on your goals. They can be things that are a release for you, like a release of negativity, of tension in your body or your mind, or they can just be things that straight up feel good and you don't know why, but usually when you're in a bad place and you do these things, they make you feel better. When you're making this list, think both of things you've done before that have worked for you, and think ahead to things you haven't tried yet that maybe you've thought you've seen other people do or other people do, and you're like, I want to try that myself because I think it might fit into my life and my personality. Also, remember that this is unique to you and you can get inspiration from other people. In this video, I'll give you some examples, but that, everyone's list is going to look different and you really want it to be personal to you, what works for you, not just doing something because you feel like you should. Like, if you're not a meditator, don't put meditating on your list unless it's something you want to try to get better at. So my list, I'll give you some examples. A big one is getting outside into nature. Always makes me feel better, especially if it's a sunny day. Just like reset, refresh, like reconnects me to the world and makes me just kind of rebalance my thoughts in a more positive direction. Watching or listening to kind of motivating or self-development growth related media, I guess you could say, like watching YouTube videos or podcasts, that works well for me, or even reading books that are on the topic. Reading itself is a big one for me, like especially if it's that like personal growth genre, but But even fiction, like if you're able to escape to a fictional land for a while when you're not feeling so hot, it's pretty great. Going for a walk while listening to a podcast is like a huge one for me. It hits like 3 categories: the nature, being outside, the like personal growth related material, because I usually listen to a podcast that's on like something like growth or mindfulness or anything like that, or creativity, and then physical activity. So all 3 in one. And like bonus, if any of your items on this list are physical activities, because that's refreshing your mind and your body, and it's all connected. Another one for me is journaling. If I'm feeling like bogged down or overwhelmed, or just feeling like I'm receiving a lot of negative information from social media or the world, or even my own brain is just being pretty negative, by like throwing it all out onto a page, it's just there, it's out, you feel that release, you kind of problem solve as you go if you're writing about like kind of what challenges you're facing or what struggles you've been having in your mental state lately, and you notice patterns of like how you are and how you react and how you can tweak things to think a little differently in a more effective way, a more positive way. Going for a drive with the windows down and the music up is another really big one for me, especially again on a nice day. And the last one would be good deep chats with friends. It like broadens my perspective because I'll get in my own head and I'll feel like crap, and I'll go and talk to someone that I like love and trust, one of my best friends, and it's great because they are looking at it from the outside and can give you that other perspective. They make me feel more motivated to create because I know that they do want to see me succeed and want to see what I make. And it makes you feel more connected and less alone when you're feeling sad or down. Plus, it's going to be a 2-way conversation as well, where you get to feel like you're supporting and listening to someone else, which just, brings you out of your negative mental state again and just makes you feel better. Thank you for watching. That was my list of examples for my own reset list. Refer back to your own list when you need those moments to just kind of like kick yourself in the butt and get remotivated and re-energized and back on track. And yeah, tell me what you think, if you like it, if you have any interesting things on your list that you didn't expect, and I will see you next time.